Welcome to Southampton. This is not your normal episode, but if I didn't do this one now, the next one would be just way too long. So, this is going to be a transfer special, and boy has it been a window and a half. We have set our record for highest fee received. We are about to break our record for highest fee paid. And the squad's had a bit of a makeover. So, without any more messing about, let's go and see just what's happened in the last couple of months. Okay then, where do we begin? 1st of July, bit of an exodus. Juan Larios had been arranged to go to Rennes months ago. He was out of contract and I just didn't think he was worth re-signing. Emil Højlund, I kind of would have liked to have kept hold of him. He's basically a bit too old for the under-21s really, so, and while we were trying to trim down the squad as well, I probably didn't really have space for him, to be honest. But he was looking half decent, and I don't know, but he was also out of contract, so he's gone to Metz on free. Duccio Deli Innocenti, who never quite came on as we wanted him to, he's gone to Pisa, so he's back in his homeland. Stuart McLean, who was never going to make much as a goalkeeper, disappeared off to Kilmarnock. All of them for free, of course. Now, some people we did get some money for. Florian Neuhaus, who was kind of a, I won't say panic buy, but a bit of an emergency buy last summer. Never really got many games for us. I think he only played like 7 times for us. And we got 11 million quid. Livakovic, who has been a good servant, done well for us, but with Karnaseki now in, it's just unassailable at that first choice. And we got 10 million for him. I think we paid 6, maybe 6.5. So made some money on him, and I mean it's for the best for his own career as well. He wasn't getting in. Croatia, I think, had dropped him. So it was about time he got some first team football, which hopefully Valencia will give him. Finally found someone to buy Joe Aribo. He's also going to Spain, Celta Vigo for 5 million. Now, and all of our youngsters who never quite came on as we want them to, Rav Vandenberg, he's gone to Germany, 4.5 million to Hamburg. Now, that was all on the 1st of July. A couple of days before that, we made a couple of signings. Victor Hugo, who I'm sure will go down well with some who I know watch, because what's Victor Hugo famous for writing? Les Miserables. He is a darn good central midfielder. I think we're using him as central midfielder. Oh no, we're using an advanced playmaker. And yeah, I mean his physicals are great. He's very good. 23 years old, so freshening up a little bit younger in that central midfield. We paid 16.75 million, which I think was his release clause. He's worth nigh on 50 already. He's on a big wage, and trust me, wages have been an issue for me this summer. I think we're getting to that point where to improve the side, I am going to have to unclench and let people have more wages than I really want them to. But anyway, Victor Hugo, I'm very happy with that signing. Now, Liam Kemp is a young striker. He is going to be in our under-21s at the moment, and he's happy with that sort of role. As you can see, he's a breakthrough prospect. But yeah, he is decent. Needs to up on a couple of things, but he is already improving, and his physicals are quite good. But yeah, he was also quite pricey. 40 million with a bit of an add-on. So yeah, that was an expensive one. Now, Athierson Santana, who, as long as he looks sort of who was signed 3 days before him, should be okay, because I think I promised him that I would get like a compatriot in to keep him company. And obviously we've got Victor Hugo came in, who's also Brazilian, so hopefully they'll get along. But anyway, Atherton Santana, he's down as regular starter. I'm not quite sure about that because we all know who starts there. Although we did find a little something out about him, which, if I remember, I will get to later. And hopefully you know who I'm about. If not, it'll be a nice surprise when it happens, won't it? Now, 7th of July, busy day. Mauricio Luna, we signed, 16 years old, left back. We are trying to stock up with some, preferably English, but definitely younger players, and we needed sort of a bit of cover in the youth ranks. And players who maybe will come on. I mean, he's got potentially 4-star. If he gets that good, brilliant. Especially for 1.2 million. And I mean, he's already worth considerably more for us. So yeah, hopefully he'll come on, but obviously not a major signing. On the same day, Diego Moreira left us for Barcelona for 47.5 million, which was his release clause. There was nothing I could do about it. And Taylan Bulut also left for his release clause to the other Spanish giant, Real Madrid. But, you know, that was 72 million in one day. Following day, João Neves, who took forever to try and to sign this contract, seemed to take ages to arrange to actually come to us. He's going to be central midfielder on attack, probably backing up Lavia, but more than capable in that role. Suits him quite well, gets forward whenever possible, plays 1s2. Plays 1s2. English is not that difficult, is it really? Not when you're born there. And then Sam Green, another youngster, young goalkeeper. We had no goalkeeper at all in our under-18 side after McLean had disappeared, and McLean was probably too old anyway. So yeah, 16 years old, signed from Palace for less than $1 million. We'll see what becomes of him. At the moment, he's just the body in between the sticks. Now, day after that, Leo Greimel left for 20 million. Had a bit of a job trying to get him out the door. Finally convinced him to leave. Another one who, decent, perfectly good defender, just wasn't getting in, mainly because he was my sort of right-sided option, or one of my right-sided options, and we've already got Lenormand, who is our best right-sided centre-back, and of course my beloved Jamie, who we just prefer to play there because he's so good from corners. Ridvan Yilmaz has also left us. I think that was another clause that was triggered. So again, no choice about that, but another 40 million quid in between those two. And then Miguel Vera, who hopefully it'll shut Barnet up, because every couple of days Barnet are coming in saying, oh, can we loan Miguel Vera? And they never offer enough. They can't afford enough, probably. So he's gone to Melbourne City, of all places, on loan. 18th was another busy day. Ariel Marco, who, this one was disappointing because I wanted to keep him as a young improving centre-back, but again, a release clause was triggered. No choice in the matter, so he's gone off to Turkey. We have brought in Dominic Regas from Barcelona Athletic, who are, I think, Barcelona's reserve side or something, probably. Quite a bit of money, 13 million, but he's already worth about 3 times that. And again, he is someone who will be slotting into our under-21s and hopefully will be coming on quite nicely for us at left back. We have got a good young left back, Luis Acosta, I think his name is, who is going to be pushing into the first team squad this season, and that means Regas will slot in nicely in the under-21s vacancy that he's left. Now, Serdar Alioglu, who's gone to Ross County, who are one of our affiliate sides. And I wasn't necessarily wanting him to go, but apparently I had promised him he could go out on loan. So it's fine. It's left us a little bit short in the under-18s, but hopefully he'll go out there, he'll play some games, he'll improve, and he'll be in the under-21 squad probably next season. And then Lekovic, who we just weren't going to be able to fit into any sort of squad. He's just a little too old to be exempt from anything and not good enough to actually play. He'd probably be like 4th choice centre-back. This one we arranged a while ago, Miguel Angel Campo, who, I mean, guess where he's from? That's right, Germany. Signed from a German side. I presume he's got at least one Spanish parent somewhere. He's a right back, I think. Yes, he is. And yeah, he'll be playing in our youth setup for now. Okay. You've probably seen the big one. We'll talk you through the other couple first. Tadej Koren was another one who I was umming and ahhing whether we would keep him or not, but he was out of contract at the end of the season, and Palace for some reason came in and offered us money for a player they could get for free in 2 weeks' time. I don't understand it either, but there you go. So I mean, I would have been a fool to turn it down. Of course, as soon as I did that, loads of other people came in and just offered him a contract, but fortunately he chose Palace, so we did get the money. Kiai Lorenzo, who was flitting in and around the side. You'd have seen him in some of the games we played. But he was never quite pushing for starting. He was always going to be a backup. And we also had the thing that the side he was best suited to, he wasn't suited to the role we play on that side. So it was probably best we shifted him on. 15 million for him, not too bad. And then, yeah, the big one. I'd spoken before about do we keep him? Do we try and sell him? It was a bit of a fiasco because he had a release clause of that 81 million, and people started sniffing around him. And I thought, right, I'll offer him out, but I'll try and offer him out for more than the 81 million because I know they can just come in and do that, but maybe we can get a bit more for him. So when I set his price at like 100 million, I'm getting bids of 55, 60 at most. And it was getting ridiculous. And of course he was getting upset because I was turning these bids down. And I think I had to agree to let him go, basically, because he came to me complaining about it. And then I put him on there for his release clause, and immediately it was offered. And I was like, well, where was that? You knew you could do him for that. I don't get it sometimes. I think he had a choice between Arsenal and Liverpool. He chose Arsenal, so he's bound to score against us probably this season. But yeah, Vitor has gone. I don't think I want to let anyone else go, so that's kind of why I've done this now, because I've done the business I want to do, except with one exception actually, which I'll show you in a second, which hasn't been confirmed yet. It should be on the way, but it hasn't quite been confirmed yet. So yeah, I've done what I want to do. I'm hoping no one comes in and steals anyone. I think most of those that we were in danger of that happening with release fees have basically gone. The only one I know who definitely has still got one is Romeo Lavia, but his is like 104 million, and I can't see anyone triggering it. I know it says he's wanted. Juventus actually have put a bid in for him significantly lower than that 104 million, and he actually, bless his little cotton socks, said he had no interest in joining Juventus from Southampton. This squad has been somewhat reworked. If I just actually give you a look and see what the starting lineup would be like at the moment. We have been starting Alderete. Valeri, nearly fell out with him because he suddenly came demanding wages, and some of the wage negotiations have been, well, the word negotiations have been completely redundant, quite frankly, because there has been just like, I want this wage and it doesn't matter what you offer me, I am not accepting anything else. And I've tried to sweeten the pot with, like, you know, bonuses for getting a certain number of assists, and they've accepted those bonuses and said, oh yeah, I'll have them, but I still want the same wages I wanted before. So as soon as, it might have been Valeri actually, as soon as they did that, actually, or possibly the fella I'm just about to show you once I've put this starting lineup together. Now I think Victor Hugo is our starting player there. Now Kangin Lee is not starting. Shelderup is starting. Ah yes, now I had a little something to tell you about Shelderup. Now Kalimwendo has been an absolute beast in our pre-season so far, obviously against some very easy opposition, but 12 goals in 6 games, and I don't know if he's ever played a full 90 minutes in any of those games, because I've tended, possibly once, but I've tended to play them for like the first half and then swapped the team out. So yeah, that's effectively in about 3 and a bit games. And Shelderup, I believe, has, yeah, he's got assists coming out of his ears. He's got 10 goals in roughly the same amount of time as well. He's been playing his little heart out. Which leads me on to the fact that when we play important matches, you probably won't see him because of this thing here. And you'll know I said at the end of last season that we just weren't getting him. He was disappearing in these games where we really needed him. This will probably be why. He doesn't enjoy big matches. He doesn't play well in them. I had a look at his form last season and it just stacked up. There's Europa League semi-finals, the FA Cup semi-final. He just disappeared, basically. So that will open the door for either Sebastian Schuker or Athiasen Santana. They'll probably play in the most important games, so our best player pretty much, even though it seems I think Lavia is our best player, Shelderup is clearly better. Now, the one last little bit of transfer news. Juan Foyth, who those of you with very good memories may remember from his Tottenham days, which, well done if you do, because he only played 16 games for them. Never became a regular, never nailed down a spot. Pretty young back then. Has gone to Villarreal, where he is in real life at the moment, and has been playing very well there, and has turned in this universe into a pretty darn good wingback. Which is why we are about to drop 65 million quid and a 7.26 million wage on him, because we were very short at right back. We're waiting for that to go to like work permit status. I don't know if he needs one actually. That time he spent at Spurs may mean he doesn't, but anyway, this lot are all just staff members. But yeah, 65 million will break our transfer record. Now, you might also see from there, if we go to the finances screen, we've now got 162.5 million in the bank and over 200 million in the transfer budget, which will come down to about 140 once Foyth has joined us, and we'll still be well under the wage budget. So I made an absolute shed load of money this transfer window. I am just wondering, because I think there is something about our stadium. Let's have a look. Does it say on here? Yeah, we have got an expansion capacity of 54,000. So I'm just wondering whether we maybe try and use some of that money to make St Mary's a bit bigger. See if we can't bring some more money in through the turnstiles. But anyway, apologies to those of you who love the action, but if I'd have done this, I mean, I'm up to 25 minutes and more already because I've waffled on. Might be able to cut it down. We'll see how long the video turns out to be. But if I'd have done this and 2 matches, you'd have been tearing your hair out by the end and wanting rid of me. So I've done this one, and then we'll do those 2 games, Forest and Barcelona, 2 former European champions. And yeah, that's basically been my very busy summer, which is why it's taken a while, and I haven't even got started on the job in Romania yet. That's going to take even longer because that one takes longer to process. But anyway, thank you very much for sitting through all this and listening to me waffle on, and I will see you next time for some actual action, and we'll see how this squad can start the season and see if we can pick up what, if we lose the game, is a glorified friendly, and if we win it, is a major trophy. So we'll see how that goes, and like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.